Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca from devourdinner.com. Welcome to my kitchen and happy Sunday everybody. I am live on Facebook and on YouTube, and if you're joining me in either of those platforms, welcome. We're gonna have a great recipe demo today, and we're celebrating Mother's Day. So to all the women out in the world, I celebrate you. I see you. I see all the work that you do for whether it's your children, neighbors' children, nieces, nephews, teachers, coaches, everybody. I see you, and we're celebrating all women today. So welcome, welcome. When you join in, please say hello. Let me know where you're from. As always, we will take just a moment to make sure our technology is working and that our sound is on and everything is good. So don't hesitate to just say hello when you get on. There's some faces. Hi, Trelva. Hi, Amy. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I am just going to hop over to YouTube really fast and make sure that we are live over there. Oh, we are. Fantastic. And I can hear it. Wonderful. Hi, Chris. How are you? Chris is from California. Hi, Kathy. Happy Mother's Day from Florida. The volume is fine. Kathy, thank you for letting me know that. That really does help. Wow, what a beautiful day we have here in eastern Idaho. We have been fortunate enough the last 2 nights to see the northern lights. I don't know if any of you in the US, in the northern portion of the US or Canada, have been able to see the northern lights. The pictures that are coming in are spectacular. What a fun thing to see from so far away. I'm curious if any of you have gotten to see them. I got a couple of messages this morning from my newsletter from viewers in Australia who said, we didn't get to see them clear down under. And I'm not surprised. That is pretty far south, but it is so fun to have viewers from all over the world, and I welcome you here today. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Doreen. All right, let's dive in. Today we're gonna do a really simple recipe, but it's actually one of my favorites. It is a Disney Cruiseline copycat recipe for Bowtie Pasta. It has a light cream sauce with some sauteed mushrooms and some sun-dried tomatoes. It's delicious. It's really light on the sauce. It's also a fun recipe that you can add some chicken. If you have some leftover cooked chicken, you can throw in to this dish and make it a little bit heartier. But I do love it just as it is, as Bowtie pasta with a little bit of sauce. And when I'm going to show you how easy that is to make, we're also going to make some garlic bread in the air fryer, because why not, right? Okay, let me get some links and start dropping some links for you. And if you're joining us on YouTube, say hello so we can see you're here. Most of you watch on Facebook, which I love, but we are live in both places, and the links should drop in both locations. Okay, our front panel is reading hot. I have turned this on to saute, and I'm gonna add a little bit of butter to the bottom. We just want that to melt. And I'm going to add to it, I've cooked up or cut up some mushrooms. So I've washed the mushrooms, cut them up. Today I'm only using about a ½ cup of mushrooms. We're gonna get our side-by-side here so you can see what's going on. And we just kind of wanna saute those up. Now we can throw in some garlic as well, but I do like to wait until we've sauteed a little bit because the garlic tends to burn pretty quickly. And we don't want that. The mushrooms will start to sweat. They'll start to release some liquid, some moisture from inside. And again, I like to saute because it adds a depth of flavor. You do not need to. The mushrooms will cook during the cooking process, but I do love how the depth of flavor is given. Now you can see on the edges that butter's starting to caramelize, so we will need to deglaze the bottom of the Instant Pot, and that's a simple process where we're just gonna scrape everything off so that we don't get that burn notice while we're cooking the pasta. Looks like we've got a good group on here today. It's so fun to see everybody. Hi, Carol. Carol's from Minnesota. Hi, Sherry. Hi Sigrid, how are you? Happy Mother's Day. Welcome, welcome everybody. I'm so glad you joined in. I know today is a busy, busy day, and I hope you've had fun celebrating. I hope you've celebrated the women in your life. That is a big, big deal. I know today is a really hard day for many. Whether you have lost your mom, you're mourning your mom, you're a woman in your life, or different life circumstances, I see you. I'm here. I get it. I know today is a hard day, and just know that I see you and you're important. And I'm glad you're here. So if you just joined me right now, I am making the Bowtie Pasta. We are sauteing up some mushrooms in a little bit of butter. You can also do it in olive oil. I've just thrown in some garlic. As you can see, look at all this stuff stuck to the bottom, right? I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. We're gonna cancel that. And we're gonna add just a little bit of liquid. And it brings a lot of steam, right? But that liquid, we can scrape and it'll lift off all of those things that are stuck. And that's what we want to accomplish, is we want to lift off all of that caramelization that's happened from the butter on those edges. Today I'm using a silicone spatula, which doesn't scrape as easily as like a wooden spoon, a flat-edged wooden spoon does, but it still works. All right, I think I've got that off. Now the recipe calls for about a cup of mushrooms. Like I said, today I'm using about a half of a cup. Use what you have. Some people are not huge mushroom lovers. That's okay. I cut my mushrooms up pretty small, but you can keep them larger. That works too. Okay, that smells so good. Now we're gonna add 8 ounces of Bowtie pasta. Looks like one of my pastas fell over here. We're gonna add that in. We're also going to add in, let's see, 1 3/4 cups, I believe. Oh, I'm gonna have to check, you guys. Sometimes my brain forgets. With all of these recipes, I know, imagine that, right? It calls for 1 3/4 cups of chicken broth, which is really the can. So we're gonna add that. And then it calls for about 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Now the heavy cream we're pouring right on top. We're not gonna stir it in. So before I do, because I want you to see, we're making sure that this pasta is even all the way across. We don't want a pile of it. There we go. And then we're gonna add about 1/4 cup of Prosecco. Now Prosecco is a sparkling wine. You could, if you don't want to use Prosecco, you could also use, I'm gonna add just a smidgen more. You could use a sparkling apple cider. You could use a Sprite or 7-Up if you wanted. That would work too. It's up to you. And then I'm just gonna go back and just kind of try to tuck the pasta down in, because we want that pasta to get in the liquid so that it can cook. That's it. That's all we're gonna do right now, with the exception of, I'm gonna add some pepper and I'm gonna add some garlic powder. I am not doing garlic salt because I don't wanna add any more salt to the recipe. We're gonna close the lid, close the pressure valve in back, and I'm going to set it for 4 minutes. So use your plus and minus keys, adjust the time, and we're gonna set it for 4 minutes. Now, it's going to take just a moment just a moment, and it's going to beep at us right there. The beeping is just telling us the Instant Pot has accepted the readings. It's now going to start heating up that bottom element. It's going to bring the liquid, so the chicken broth and the Prosecco and the heavy cream, to a boil. And as it comes to a boil, it's going to create pressure or steam, and steam will create pressure. And the pressure will pop up that pin in the back of your pressure cooker. Then the front panel will change and it will read the numbers. Those numbers will count down in time. We're gonna let it go for 4 minutes with Bowtie Pasta. You could also cook Bowtie Pasta for 3 minutes and you would be okay if you like them a little less done or more al dente. And then we're going to allow a natural pressure release of about 3 to 4 minutes to allow those starches inside to kind of relax and calm down before we open up the pressure valve. It's that simple. So quick, so easy. Okay, I'm gonna push this off to the side. We're gonna let it do its thing. I'm gonna get a drink because I have a tickle in my throat. And we're gonna say hello. Hi, Susan. Susan says, Happy Mother's Day. Hello, Lisa. Hi, Carol. Hi, Kathy. Kathy says, I hear the sizzle. All right, while we're waiting for that, let's start the garlic bread. Now, the garlic bread. I did not bring my knife over. It's okay, I can figure this out. Today, I am just using a frozen garlic bread from Walmart. Simple, simple. But I want to show you how easy it is to use the air fryer. So I pulled this out of the oven, out of the freezer just a few moments ago, and I'm going to cut it in half because the whole thing won't fit in the air fryer at once. So I'm just going to cut it in half. It is frozen, but you're still able to cut through it. So we're all right. And if you're able to open it up, that's always a good thing. But sometimes at this point, it's still too frozen and you're not able to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in the air fryer at 360 degrees. You can preheat your air fryer. I'm gonna actually kind of cheat here because I am going to throw this in just like this, okay? Just like this, just right there in the middle. And I'm gonna let it start. Then I'm gonna open it up, okay? So we're just gonna let that go. We're gonna let it do its thing for a minute, and I'm just gonna watch it. Don't let me forget, okay? Now, how many of you get my newsletter, my weekly Sunday newsletter? Raise a hands, big hearts, big thumbs up. I wanna see those across the screen. In my newsletter today, I announced a really fun summer series. I am going to do Beat the Heat. Turn your oven off, turn on your air fryer. It's gonna be a 6-week summer fun of air fryer recipes. You're gonna follow along my journey of what we're eating here at home using the air fryer. I'm not gonna use my oven, just the air fryer for dinner to keep the house cool, but still have nutritious, healthy recipes. And I want you to follow along, okay? But you've got to opt into the email. So let me drop a link so that you can opt in. Now, someone asked the question earlier today, if I already get your weekly emails, will I get this automatically? The answer is no, you have to opt in. This is a special separate email that I'm gonna email out midweek of recipes that I'm making and I'm doing specific to the air fryer for those people who've said, yes, count me in. It's free, there's no gimmick. I just only want to send it to those that really want the information. So I've dropped that link, click on the link, add your email address so that you will be in that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna start that June 1st, and it's gonna go for about 6 weeks of just summer fun recipes, and it'll be great. Sigrid, you're raising your hand, I love it. Okay, Susan, how do I sign up for your newsletter? Great question. If you're not a part of my regular newsletter, you can go right to devourdinner.com and there's gonna be a pop-up that'll pop up on your screen. You can add your information there, and that is my regular Sunday newsletter that I'd love to have you join. You guys are so fantastic. Okay, do you see what I'm drinking today? While we're waiting for some of this stuff, let's talk about it. Here we go. This is the clear protein from Clean Simple Eats. I've talked about it a couple of times. Now, I'm going to tell you more about it because now I have tried all the flavors. There's 4 flavors it comes in. This is the prickly pear. I love the prickly pear. I did not think I was gonna like it. I love the prickly pear. It's refreshing. It's a little sweet, but it's not way sweet. It's just like perfect. It comes in a blue raspberry, a tropical orange, and a dragon fruit. This is clear protein. It has 20 grams of protein per can. It is not carbonated. Let me say that again. There is no carbonation in this drink. This is like sipping on a lemonade, except for it tastes like prickly pear. It's wonderful. I dropped the link. Right now they are out of stock. These are going in and out of stock in hours. The last time they dropped, it was 7 hours and they were sold out. So if you're interested, make sure you're following me because I do try to post when they're back in stock to help everybody. Okay, this has been in there now for 3 minutes and I want to open this up. There we go. Okay, I want you to see this. Can you see this? I just opened it up. You want to get it as flat as you can because of course anything that's up higher is going to burn or cook a little quicker. And then we're tossing it back in. Now about halfway through I'm going to flip it over as well. That does help in the process. So keep that in mind. Okay, now back to the drinks. I'm loving them. I've never been a soda pop drinker, and I've always wondered how people can have their cans of Diet Coke or Dr. Pepper or Mountain Dew or whatever it is they drink. You know, you just have one all the time. That's how I've been with these. I open one up, I sip on it all morning long. I enjoy it. I'm still drinking the regular powdered Clean Simple Eats for breakfast in a smoothie fashion that I mix typically with milk or almond milk, and I still love those. But these are kind of fun to take with me when I'm running errands or whatever. And it's super, super nice. So, Kathy said, I just signed up. I love it, Kathy. I can't wait to have you. Okay, now, what do we need to do next to get ready for this pasta? Well, we're gonna use some sun-dried tomatoes. And I get the dried ones in the package that you can add to like salads because they're delicious in salads. And here, let me show you what they look like. Normally you can buy these in a can or in a jar, right? And they have lots of oils with them. Well, these are dry, not crispy hard. They're still soft. And they're just in these like little strips, little pieces. But for this dish, I like to kind of chop them up a little bit. I like smaller pieces. So we're just gonna get some of these ready. I'm gonna cut that up. And I'm just doing kind of like one cut through them just to get them a little bit smaller. There we go. See how they're just a little smaller than they were? We're not focusing there. We could add a little more. The recipe says about 1/4 of a cup. Honestly, this is a flavor thing. The more you add, the stronger, the more robust the flavor will be. I like the flavor. I don't love the texture as much. I'm a texture person. You guys know that. So I like to add them to get it into the sauce because that's a big deal for me. Okay. Look at this. Okay, I'm gonna flip this over. Now this is hot, so be careful. And the whole outside is hot. There we go. Why do we flip it over when we're air frying? Anybody know? The air fryer has a fan that rotates around, and there is holes in the bottom of the basket. And so we want it to cook from the bottom, we want it to cook from the top, and we want it all to circulate. So sometimes with air fryers, if we rotate the food inside, then it cooks everything, toasts everything all the way around. Now, if you notice, the top wasn't crispy yet, was it? It was all melted, it was all hot all the way through, it's no longer frozen. We're gonna get the bottom toasty, it's got about 4 more minutes. And then I'm gonna flip it again and we're gonna toast that top part so we get those nice crackly golden edges on the top that we all love with a garlic bread. All right, you guys hear that? That's our Instant Pot. Our Bowtie Pasta has now cooked for 4 minutes. Now it has jumped into a natural pressure release. So what is a natural pressure release? Well, it's just what it says. It's naturally releasing the pressure a little bit at a time, just a little bit. You use natural pressure release like if you're doing a big roast or a chicken because you want that moisture to stay inside, right? We don't want to dry out our meats. But the reason we use a natural pressure release when we're cooking pasta is because inside of our pot, all of that liquid is bubbled up and it's caused lots of starch. And that starch is all bubbly. And if we were to open the pressure valve right now, all of those starches would spit out the top and all over our kitchen. I don't want that, and neither do you. So we're gonna let those starches settle for a little bit before we open up that pressure valve to release the pressure. That way those starches stay in the pot and not on our kitchen. Pretty simple. All right, do we have anybody new watching today? Any new followers? Please say hello, let us know where you're from. Again, I'm Rebecca from DevourDinner.com. We've got Amy from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners group. Amy and her team of moderators and admins come on and help every week. They're amazing ladies. Happy Mother's Day to all of you ladies. Thank you for all the love and support. And if you're hopping over from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners group, welcome. I'm Rebecca from DevourDinner.com. I like to focus on easy to make recipes for busy families using common ingredients, which basically means I like to use ingredients from my pantry, stuff that I already have at home, so I'm not going out and buying a bunch of different stuff. That's me in a nutshell. All right, I'm flipping this over, and now we're gonna toast up that top. There we go. Hi, Jan. Jan says that she's from San Diego. Welcome, welcome. Happy you're here. I hope you'll come back. We're hitting the summertime. My travel has kind of stopped and slowed down, so I will be back next Sunday, regular time, 3 p.m., with another great recipe. So that'll be kind of fun. Hi, Meredith. How are you? Meredith says, I can't wait to try this. So I'm so glad. Listen, this is a recipe that I got on Disney Cruiseline back when I did the Panama Canal cruise. Some of you have been watching me since then, and you watched when I went live on the Panama Canal, which was so fun. I loved this recipe. It is so light. It is so delicious. There's so many flavors going on. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I love it. And it's so easy to do. You can double this recipe. That's super easy to do too. All right. We've now been in a natural pressure release for 3 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the pressure valve by turning the knob. That steam is shooting up. Make sure you move the pressure cooker away from your cabinets and away from any low-hanging light fixtures, because that steam will ruin your cabinets over time, and you don't want that. If for some reason the starches start to spit out the top, just close it and let it sit for 30 seconds, a minute, before you open it back up. It's just that simple. Don't panic, I promise. This is easy. Yes, let's see. Oh, a link to my air fryer, absolutely. So I am using a Cosori. Here is a link to the Cosori Turbo Blaze. I actually had two Cosori air fryers. I have the original 5.8 quart, one that I've had for years and I love. I now have the Turbo Blaze that I have been testing and using, and I really love it too. It does cook things a little bit quicker. So on typical recipes that you see, you might want to adjust the time a little bit because it does things a little bit quicker. All right, I think look at this. Okay, remember, I flipped it over and then I cooked it for 2 more minutes. And look at the tops. They're so like golden and yummy. That's gonna be fun. That is gonna be fun. All right, when we open this up, we are going to add our sun-dried tomatoes and we're going to add some Parmesan cheese as well. And we're gonna let that melt all together. And that's really all that there is to making this pasta. Can you believe it? We're just waiting for this pin to drop. There it goes. I'm gonna open it up off camera because then all the steam doesn't hit my camera. But I'm bringing it over, don't you worry. Don't you worry. Okay, here we go. Can you see it? I'm gonna add into it the sun-dried tomatoes, and we're gonna stir that up, and I'm gonna add into it 1/4 of a cup, 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. Add the cheese with love. Now, the catch is, give it a little stir to get the cheese kind of down into place, and then put the lid back on. We need that steam to help melt the cheese. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I think I needed to cut up more sun-dried tomatoes. I don't think there's enough in there. So, I'm just gonna prep a few more. I think I was being chintzy on myself today. And we don't wanna be chintzy. So while that cheese is melting and the sun-dried tomatoes are kind of melding into everything, I'm gonna add some more. There we go. We'll give it another quick stir. Look at that. Oh, it smells delicious. All right, let's do this. I need to pull out the French bread and cut that up. There we go. We got too much going on here. I'm gonna push this forward. I'm gonna pull this over because I know you wanna see what I'm doing. And I am just going to slice this. This is hot. So watch your fingers. Now remember, we only did 1/2 a loaf. So you can save the other 1/2 a loaf, or you can cook it up right after you do 1/2. Doesn't matter, whatever. Whatever works. Okay, there is our French bread. Let me get a plate. Look what I'm using today. I'm using my Disney plates. I figured since it was a Disney recipe, we should probably use the Disney plates, right? That's what I think. Oh, this smells amazing. All right, I'm just gonna pour it in because this is a big bowl. There we go. let's grab, I like to give these plates a little contrast. It helps you guys at home see better. When we can make this plate pop a little bit. There we go. Can you see that? Oh yeah, see how much better that is? We can take some French bread. Just line that right up. And we could put this on the table and we could serve it. That's as easy as this recipe is. All right, I know you want to see this. There we go. Is that so pretty? I love the colors from the sun-dried tomatoes. I love the pasta that it's a light cream sauce. It is not a heavy sauce. I think that's really my favorite part, is that the sauce is so light. Okay, this is hot. It is steaming up. You can see the cheese pull, but I'm gonna take a bite of this. Oh, that's good. Now, this is enough to feed 4 because this is a side dish. So don't eat out of the main like I am. Serve it up, enjoy, eat it, dip your garlic bread into it. I'm telling you, so good. You could even take some of that Parmesan, sprinkle it on top. You could do a finely grated Parmesan, whatever you like. It is so, so good. Let me drop that recipe again because I only dropped it once. And I know you guys always ask for those links, but that is the recipe. Is it? Yep, there it is. It did drop on Facebook. Sheila, thank you. Sheila says, I signed up for your air fryer series. I love your videos. Thank you. Now, as we move into the summertime, you're going to see a lot more of these air fryer recipes. This past month, we have been enjoying as a family air fryer recipes for dinner, doing lots of fun, different, unique things to turn the oven off. I know that that's a big pressure point for many of you all across the world when summer comes. It's just hot and we don't want to turn on our oven, but we want some good meals. And that's where I'm kind of at. My husband and I have been eating a little bit healthier, a little less on the carbs, a little more on the protein and the vegetables. And I am loving using my air fryer. The Turbo Blaze has been phenomenal. I did drop a link for that if you're interested. Kasori has never gone wrong for me. I've just loved it. Let's see, Teresa, will you put a link to the original air fryer? I can after I do this video. I don't have one handy right at the minute. I would imagine though, I wonder if they have it on their site that I could grab really fast. See if I can find it. Oh, that's the Turbo Blaze. I'll have to look for it. I will look for it. I'll look for it and I'll drop it in the comments from your comment afterwards. I'll pull that up for you. That is not a problem, Teresa. All right, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. You guys want to see this one more time? So fun. So pretty. It's a little bit heavy for me to hold with my shoulder still. You can see I've got tape on my shoulder to help give it a little support. We're still doing physical therapy. We're making progress. It is just slow, but we're doing good. For all of those of you who ask, I sure appreciate the well wishes and the prayers. But again, I want to recognize all women today. Mother's Day is about so much more than just our little home units. I know with my 3 boys that I needed an army of women in my life and in the lives of my children to help raise them. And they came in all shapes and sizes and forms, from school teachers to bus drivers to crossing guard individuals to coaches to neighbors and friends and strangers. I needed all those women to help me raise my boys, and I'm so grateful for all the women in my life. Not only my own mother, my grandmothers, but my aunts, my teachers that loved me, that helped me become the woman I am. And so wherever you are, in whatever phase of life you're in, you are celebrated today. Today is a day of women. And I hope that you feel special and you feel valued and you feel loved. If you have ever taken the opportunity to love or care for a child, this is your day. There's so many definitions of moms these days, and I embrace it all. So happy Mother's Day, happy Women's Day to all of you. Thank you for all of your love and support to me at Devour Dinner. I certainly appreciate it. A big shout out again to the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners group with Amy and her team. You ladies are phenomenal. There's so much that you do behind the scenes to help so many people out, and I'm truly grateful for that as well. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. I'll be back next Sunday with some fun stuff. In fact, I think I already know what I'm doing next week because it's the Sunday before Memorial Day weekend. So we're going to start barbecuing stuff. Like, we won't barbecue live, but it's like recipes you're going to want for the summer, for those big kickoffs. So mark your calendars, invite a friend. Let's get these numbers up. Because I have to tell you something. We need more viewers. I have spent... You guys want to chat for a minute? Let's chat for a minute. Listen. I spent all last week in New York with an amazing group of other bloggers and brands. I had the time of my life. The time of my life. And I am so excited to share some of these brand things with you that are coming up. And I've told them about these Facebook Lives. And we might be doing some giveaways this summer, some fun discounts. Like, I don't know yet. I can't promise anything. But we need those people back. So if you have friends, invite them. Spread the news, share these lives, and invite others. I'd love to see what we can turn this into this summer and have a lot of fun. All right, everybody, have a great week. Remember to be kind. Make somebody smile this week. Give them a reason to find some joy and some kindness. Have a wonderful time. We will see you all later. Bye now.